we'll start getting into it, what we're looking for. We'll start talking about our levels. And yeah, so last session here. Let's see here. I'm going to pull up M&Q here. All right, so I was just talking about in our previous, in our educational, we just went over Silver Bullet. We talked about our draws on liquidity and what we're looking for in terms of Silver Bullet. And what I was looking for is heading into our 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern hour. That's when I'm looking for that true move towards our ultimate draw on liquidity at the highs, right? So I'm expecting us to continue. I was also talking about how our levels have just been playing out so perfectly, guys. Here, let me put this out right here. Okay, so we saw us bounce off that 5-minute CIVI, and right around our first bounce was right around our London close. It was literally right at our London market close is when we expect that reversal, right? And then what did we do? We traded back down into this bullish fair value gap right around VWAP. And the most important thing here is when I pull out my fib and I chart out my morning range, our New York AM range from this low at 9:45 to our high over here at 11:30. What do I always talk about? It's that lunchtime reversal, it's that London close reversal to come take us back down to a discount. Do we notice how we traded all the way back down perfectly, right? Taking out, going back to a discount, bouncing off VWAP, getting consequent encroachment of our 15-minute bullish fair value gap, and bouncing right back up. Okay, so our levels today have played out perfectly. Obviously this morning was, we had to kind of adjust our plan, right? I was kind of waiting to see what happened. I thought, okay, well, if shorts are stepping in so hard, we might see a continuation to the downside. But then what we saw was that pump. We started to, my daily bias overall was bullish, like I talked about right when we started our session this morning, right? But then when I saw that market open with such aggressive momentum to the downside, I started to kind of think, all right, maybe shorts will step in. But right around here, when we started seeing that momentum pick up, we started seeing that lower or higher low form down here, and we're in Silver Bullet hour, right? That's when I was like, okay, I think we're still going to target those highs, and that's when we hopped in those longs. Took a few trades, few solid, and even though I didn't win that trade in the shorts, we still ended up hitting 80 ticks, right? So I know some people won that. But yeah, overall, good morning session. Our price action has been very good today. Our levels have been really playing out, right? Our levels have actually been playing out unlike past days, which has been really nice to see. Okay, so what I'm looking for now is kind of what I was talking about. It's that Silver Bullet move to try to take us up to our external highs, right? Our external draw on liquidity, right? I just did a whole lesson on this at 9:30, so I also posted it already to YouTube, and I posted it under our educational recordings tab. We talked about Silver Bullet. We talked about external and internal draw on liquidity. Okay, so we see that our external on this hourly time frame, external draw is at this high up here, right? Because it's that higher time frame range from this low to this high is that external draw on liquidity. If that was this candle right here is yesterday's high. Remember how I talked about earlier? I want to see yesterday's high taken out. Okay, so that's that level I'm expecting us to go take out. Okay, our next external is right here, just above, right there. Right on this range from this high to this, or this low to this high, and then our next external draw would be at this high. Okay, so today I'm only expecting us to try to go take out maybe these two liquidity levels up top. Okay, I don't know necessarily if we're going to reach this high. Okay, but at the least I want to see us pump and take out these two highs, right? So now what do is I'm looking for a setup. Okay, I didn't trade. Until now, I haven't taken any more trades, right? I wasn't going to risk any more of my profits, but this could have been a pretty solid setup after seeing that bounce from that 15-minute fair value gap, seeing us trade down into a discount, right? Taking it to the longs. Okay, if we start breaking it down a little more, we see all these higher lows formed, right? But we still have not taken out that level here, and that's why when I talk about Silver Bullet, that's that level I want us to come take out during Silver Bullet, right? So Silver bullet hour starts in, at 11 o'clock Pacific, 2 o'clock Eastern. And what we're looking for is for price to, kind of retrace down a little bit and then go target our highs that we formed previous to silver bullet, right? So it would be this internal high right here. And you guys see what I mean by internal, right? Because this internal high, this is inside of that higher time frame range, right? This is our external high up here because that's the top of that hour. That's yesterday's high. Or wait, is that today? Sorry. Let me go back to that hourly. Not yesterday's high, right? But that high of the day. And then if we look at our daily time frame, I know there's like a bunch of lines here, so try not to get too confused. But our high on a daily time frame is this one all the way up here, right? So that's our yesterday's high that I want to see us go target. But in terms of our external draw, this high right here, this high right here, that's what I want to see us target during silver bullet. So I'm kind of just waiting for the right setup that's going to take us back up to those highs, right? And sometimes what we're going to do previous to silver bullet hour, which is coming up soon, is we'll kind of retrace down a little bit. Maybe we'll grab sell side first. I don't know if we're going to come all the way back down and grab sell side. We might start seeing reactions off of these fair value gaps here, right? So I'll still look to hop in the longs even previous to our silver bullet hour if we see a good setup, right? So I want to see us continue to push through to come grab these highs, right? Just kind of waiting for the right entry. And like, it's kind of smart, right? And I found in my back testing that waiting for those kill zones can be pretty ideal for seeing our trades play out to the full extent, right? So like waiting for that silver bullet hour is when we'll most likely see that trade really play out all the way up to the highs. But sometimes we do still get that expansion move right after lunch, even before that 11 o'clock time, right, where we go up for those highs. So I'm still looking for a trade, still looking for a setup, right? This could still be a pretty good long entry right here off this 1 minute balanced price range that we just touched into, 1 minute fair value gap, right? We're kind of accumulating right now though. So right, I like to wait until we break out of our accumulation range and then start to expand, right? Maybe get a breakout, retracement, that kind of thing, right? So I'm not necessarily looking for those longs just yet until we start, getting out of this accumulation. Maybe we do a power of 3 where we do want to come down more. We just kind of grab liquidity already. So like I said, we could see us pump from here, but I still want to wait for us to kind of come down, grab this sell side, grab all this stuff here, all these lows, bounce off of a fair value gap down here, and then take us to the highs, right? So I don't mind waiting for that because, that's that higher probability setup that I always talk about. So like, let's say we came down here, down to this low, we took it out and we started to bounce, we get an entry around here. I mean, we could have a pretty good stop loss. I mean, 40 ticks keeps us all the way below this fair value gap, right? And for our reward all the way to this high, that's above a 2-to-1, right? It's above a 2-to-1 risk to reward. And even trying to catch it up to this high up here, right? Now we're looking more almost to a 3-to-1. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. Just waiting for us to, possibly form a power of 3 leading into silver bullet, where we accumulate for a little while and we drop and then we pump. Okay, I'm low-key kind of thinking about pushing these sessions back maybe to like 10:45 or 11 Pacific, right? Just taking us right into that, starting right at that silver bullet hour, leading into power hour. But I still like, because sometimes we still do see these setups right after lunch. So that's why I like starting them at 10:30, and we can also kind of do our analysis, leading into our last trades of the day. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on that. But I was also just talking to everybody that was in our educational session, and I think what I'm gonna start doing on Fridays, because this is kind of what I was explaining to them. I want to give everybody the most value out of what they're paying for, the most value for this Discord possible, right? So that's why I think I want to run as many sessions as I can, give you guys a lot of value. But when I was thinking about Fridays, Friday afternoon session, normally we have pretty terrible price action. So I think what I'm going to start doing on Fridays is we're just going to run our morning session, and then we're going to call it a day, and we're not going to do our prop firm session on Friday. we're just going to kind of call it. And everybody in the educational session kind of agreed. I think, everybody was on board with that. And if you guys are all on board with that as well, let me know. Just because we don't see good price action Friday PM session whatsoever. We can get an early start to our weekend, see if there's good price action in the morning, take some good trades, and then call it a day. Right? Because we've seen the past few Fridays, obviously on PM session, we have not had good price action. I just don't like trading Fridays in general, but Friday mornings are much better typically than Friday afternoons. So I don't like trading Friday afternoons at all, and I don't really recommend it to people either, because that's kind of when the market is, it's not the best, right? So I think that's what we're going to do for moving forward, is just our morning session, and then we'll call it a day. And if there still is good price action, I'll still, I'll let you guys know, send out an announcement if I'm going to run a session, and we can still run a session, right? So it's not off the board completely. But yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So I don't know if you guys agree with that. I know everybody in the educational session agreed with that. So let me know what you guys think about that, and then we'll have a plan moving forward. My other announcement I wanted to make to you guys right now is right after this. I know we were supposed to do it yesterday, but right after this, we're gonna keep the session going, and I'm gonna introduce our book club. So whoever wants to stay for that can stay for that, and we're gonna talk about the book that we're choosing. All right, I'm gonna introduce you to AZ Sunshine, also known as Lena, who's gonna run that book club for you guys. Right, so we'll talk about that right after this session. So whoever wants to stick around for that, and we'll give you guys the details all about that, what that's going to be about, right? Just another way that we're trying to add value to this Discord and give you guys, more learning opportunities. Okay, so like I said, we're still chopping. Look at all this chop. Obviously, I'm not going to trade during this. I'm going to wait for us to break out. My ideal setup here, my A+ setup. No Friday London. So the issue for me with running London session, early, because for me, it starts at 11 p.m. and since I wake up at 5 a.m. every morning, that doesn't really give me enough time to get sleep and really, I'm telling you, because since I run so many sessions already, I need my sleep. You know what I mean? So for now, I'm not going to run London session, because I'm telling you right now, if I ran London session, I would not be at my full, at my best for the morning session. I'll tell you that. All right, so we're starting to kind of break out of this accumulation. Let's see if we actually do break out. News. We have news at 2. Let me check it out. Let me check out what we got. Didn't we have our news already? Oh, we have more. Okay, we have an FOMC member speaking. That's right. Member daily speaks. Okay, the yellow folder. We might see a little bit of an impact. Probably not too much. But we did see that news at 1 o'clock take us down. Definitely, we dropped all the way back down again. We can see this wick right here. We came all the way down and then we pumped right back up. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. Right, quality over quantity, and I still like to run multiple sessions, but I also want to give you guys my best. Make sure I'm feeling good. All right, so we're breaking out of this range now. I would like to see. I would like to see a displacement of this high here, and then a retracement move back into a fair value gap, and then we could take that long, right? Take it long up to these highs. It's not going to be as the same risk to reward that we were looking for. I wanted to see us come down and sweep these lows first. All right, so we'll see what happens here. I'm not going to get in any long until we see displacement of this high, at least on the 1 minute. Right, we just got that 15-minute close. Nothing really happening on this last 15-minute candle. But here we open, right? So I still think we're going to come down and try to grab some sell side. We'll see what happens here. See what happens. Let's see if we bounce off this 1 minute fair value gap we just formed and continue. Obviously, I'm not going to be looking for longs until I see a break of structure. This would be a very aggressive entry in the longs from this 1 minute fair value gap because we didn't see that displacement move, right? So we still might see, we might see a fake out still leading into that silver bullet hour. Probably maybe come down and grab sell side first, and then ultimately I want to see that the longs continue for the rest of the day. That's what I want to see happen. Yeah, so this level, it's on that 5 minute time frame. Right, it's that 5 minute unicorn. Where is it? Where is it? So we have that 5 minute Sibi. I think I messed up the level here. It's actually down here. I don't know why that moved. 5 minute Sibi right here. Okay, so we actually disrespected this 5 minute. So that 5 minutes no longer in play. In terms of that breaker, let's look up here. Okay, so we did kind of have a high, low, higher, high right here in that displacement. So this one right here is kind of that breaker, right? But we didn't really take out that high, so I don't know how strong it'll continue to be. But we did see that bounce from it before, so this is a level we're still going to look at, right? Yeah, this is that level I was talking about. It's still valid right now, but after testing it a few times, and I still believe our draw on liquidity is to the high side, I do think we will try to push through that level at this point and try to grab that external liquidity, right, at this high and possibly at the high above. Okay, so there's that move down. All right, so we're gonna see what happens here. Looks like we're grabbing sell side again. Our 15-minute candle looks pretty bearish. Pretty bearish right now, so you're not going to see me try to hop in the longs just yet. I want to give us some time, wait to see if we're going to fake out a little bit. If we're going to try to fill some of these imbalances down here. Maybe even grab sell side before our silver bullet hour, before we try to make that afternoon push. That's what I want to see happen. I want to see us ultimately continue long on the day. So I'm just kind of waiting for that manipulation move to happen, and then once we start to see follow through back to the upside, that's when I'm going to start looking for longs. But yes, to answer your question, that 5 minute breaker is still valid. Still valid. We've seen us, react off of it multiple times now. It's acted as very strong resistance. Okay, so now we come down, we displace the low on the 1 minute. Let's see what kind of reaction we get back up. Right, I didn't want to see us go grab buy side first. I wanted to just see us come down and grab sell side. Give me that confidence that this is going to be a power of 3. But right now we kind of grab that sell side first. And now we're heading down with displacement. So I'm really going to be patient. I'm going to be patient on the longs. Don't want to rush into anything. I want to take a solid setup. Want our risk management to be on point. Okay, so I'm just waiting for a reaction. Alright, 5 minute candle is about to close. You can see us come grab sell side, and now we're seeing that reaction back up. So that 5 minute did not displace. We didn't see displacement on the 5 minute. But we're still looking bearish as of right now. Just want to wait and see what kind of reaction we get, because we could end up, honestly, scalping the shorts down here, down to this low. Right, because we're forming that, we displace the lows, 1 minute order block, leading up to silver bullet, we might see price drop. But again, I'm still going to wait. My bias is still long. My bias is still long overall. But just thinking about how price looks right now, we might see us try to come down and grab this sell side one more time before we pump. Okay, so I'm going to continue with this patience. Continue to look for the right setup. We're not going to force ourselves into this market. We're going to let that setup come to us, and then we'll execute once that happens. Okay, so right back into that 1 minute fair value gap. We grab that sell side. Right, if we end up pumping, that power of 3 is in play. We displace this high. We could wait for OTE for a retracement back down. to catch a good long setup. I'm just kind of waiting right now to see, are we gonna keep going lower until silver bullet hour and keep trying to grab some sell side, or are we gonna have that pump happen now? All right, so now we've created more internal liquidity up at this high. Swing high up here, more internal liquidity, another target that we can look to take profit on if we see a long setup. But like I said, for now, waiting to see if we're going to get that reaction down, because we could find a nice scalp in the shorts if we actually do displace this low, trade back up into this order block, try to catch them down back to these lows here. Because we are seeing that displacement. Right, we see those long wicks on the hourly candle. Still respecting our bearish hourly fair value gap up here. Coming back down. But again, waiting for this next hour is going to be pretty key for our setup, right? Waiting for this hourly candle to close. Obviously, we see that it's pretty dead in the middle. We're seeing that range, right? That post-lunch hour range right now, not anything too crazy. Alright, so still no displacement of that order block. We're still closing above the low. Super low volume right now. But, heading into that next hour, we're going to probably see volume start to pick up. Right? We'll probably have a better setup waiting for us. So yeah, we're just kind of chopping until that happens. We'll probably see some chop, maybe for the next 6 minutes. Maybe we'll see a little bit of a move down. Right, but again, I will say, why would I trade all this stuff? Why would I get involved in this chop when I could just wait for clear direction in the market, for a real setup with, just better risk management overall. Just that's the way I look at the market, and you guys probably are getting sick of me saying the same thing over and over again, but there's a reason I say it over and over again, because it's so important. It's so important, right? These concepts I'm talking about are so key to finding, consistent success in this market. Right, trading's not easy. Trading is not easy, but we can make it a lot simpler than other people try to make it. All right, we're just kind of chilling in this fair value gap here. Just kind of waiting for this hourly candle to close. Didn't displace the low here on the 5. Yeah, repetition, right? Just like practicing any skill you want to get good at. It's all about repetition. Alright, when I want to get good at something, I'm going to put a lot of time into it, and I'm going to continue to repeat until I have that muscle memory down, until it's just automatic. Alright, I've used this analogy before, but I wanted to learn the piano when I was in high school. I was about 17, and I just decided to do it. And I started playing for an hour to 3 hours every single day. And that repetition, I sucked, right? I was terrible. I didn't know what I was doing. I took some lessons when I was like 11, right? But I didn't know what I was doing. And it's the same thing with any skill we pick up. We're not going to know what we're doing. But when you continue to put those repetitions in, you build that muscle memory, it's going to now become subconscious to where it's just automatic, right? So I got to that point where I played so much every single day, every single week, every month for years, to where now playing for me is just automatic, right? I can remember songs that I learned, 5 years ago, just because I practiced so much and continued that. And now it's that same thing with trading, right? I put in so many repetitions, so many hours to practicing the same exact thing, to where now it's just there, it's just automatic. Right? I'm still gonna mess up. I still mess up on the piano. I still mess up trading. I still take losses. But how can we mitigate those losses so they're not detrimental, right? That's what it comes down to. How can you mitigate your losses to where it does not end up, you don't end up having one of those blow up days where you blow your account and then you are so down on yourself and you feel like never trading again, right? It's one of the worst feelings in terms of trading. And the way we get away from that is by mitigating our losses, cutting our losses, and actually focusing on managing our risk and not risking our entire account percentage on one trade or on one day, right? Or even in 1 week or in one, that's not how you're going to be consistent. Okay, so we have about 2 minutes left on this hourly candle. We're still chopping down. We're not really seeing any clear breakout or anything. We're just chopping. Right, so I'm just waiting for that hourly candle to close, and then I expect those longs to try to pump from here. That's what I want to see happen. And if the longs don't pump and we see the shorts come in, that's when I start to adjust my plan. Right, but my analysis right now is that the longs will come back in and that will target internal sell side and possibly external sell side. Right, our two internal levels and our external level is up here. Okay, so that's what I'm waiting for. And if my trade plan doesn't happen, then I won't take a trade. Yeah, exactly, Mark. 100%, bro. 100%. Yeah, you can focus on hitting home runs all the time, but how sustainable is that, right? It's not very sustainable. If you can focus on hitting singles, consistently just making contact with the ball, you're going to start seeing that progress start to compound, and then you're going to start seeing those home runs, right? Then every once in a while, you're going to hit that bomb. You're going to hit a 450 dead center, and that's when you have that big trade, right? That's when you let that runner go and you end up hitting 300-400 ticks. Okay, but if you can consistently make, those smaller trades, get those smaller wins, that's what it's about. And then those bigger gains will start following. Then you start building up your account. You can start sizing up a little bit. Once you start building up that income, you start building up your account. Yeah, then you can start, maybe sizing up a little bit and start trying, maybe focusing a little bit more on home runs, but still keeping that consistency. If you guys couldn't tell, I love sports. Sports analogies are the best. All right, so we're seeing that hourly open. Okay, I want to see that hourly open down, and then I want to see us pump. All right, I want to see that hourly candle open coming down, and then I want to see us pump, right? Form that wick, and then I want to see those longs step in. So we're now in silver bullet. Let's see if we do try to target our sell side first, or if we're going to start pumping from here. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, I mean, typically staying away. I still can, I still will trade Friday mornings, and they can be good, but overall, I think staying away from Fridays can be pretty beneficial. Because Fridays I think, are the most typical for me in the past. Fridays have been the most typical blow-up days. Right? Because I want to end the week. We're going to have 2 days off of trading. I want to just make a bunch of money before the weekend. And then that's when I end up not sticking to my plan and just having an awful day. Right? So that's why I typically will, try to tell people that Fridays are not always the best. Okay, so I'm just kind of waiting. We got that strong displacement to the downside. All right, so I'm going to see, are we going to come grab sell side liquidity? Or are we just going to start pumping from here? Just kind of waiting for that move, right? We have that power of 3 set up, right, with this manipulation move down. Now I just want to see it start to pump. All right, that silver bullet pump. That's what I'm waiting for. Be pretty cool if it played out right after we just did a whole educational session on it. Remember, silver bullet doesn't play out every single day, but it does happen often. All right, so we have this 1 minute order block down here. Just kind of waiting. I mean, like you could, like I said, we could have scalped these shorts, you know, try to catch them down to these lows, but that's not really what I'm looking for right now. Not really looking for a quick scalp in the shorts. I'm looking for, you know, a higher reward to risk ratio, and I want to see that expansion move, that silver bullet move to the upside. All right, like I said, the scalp in the shorts could still be decent. You could still have caught these shorts from here when I talked about it, right up here, right? So now we're going to grab sell side. Like I talked about, I wanted to, you know, see us, if we're going to drop, I want to see us possibly take out these lows, but not displace them. I want to see them take out the lows and then get a reaction back up. All right, we are seeing strong displacement on the 1 minute to the downside. All right, typically this is that pattern I talk about. We form that 1 minute order block with the displacement candle, and we usually bounce off these and continue that trend. Hey, there you go. Caught those shorts. Nice. Yeah, exactly, Billy. I think it's super important. Like understanding our market conditions, right? Staying out of the market is honestly maybe it can be honestly more important than winning, right? Just like knowing when to stay out is sometimes more important than knowing when to get in. I mean, obviously knowing when to get in is super important, but like knowing when to stay out of the market, I'd rather miss out on trades than try to take trades in the market and lose money, right? That's kind of what I mean by that. Okay, so just waiting to see this reaction, right? If we start to displace to the upside, that's when I'll start looking for the longs. That's when I'll start looking for the longs once we see displacement. Okay, we didn't grab this low, which I don't love because now we've created equal lows. You know, we might want to come back down for those equal lows here. We're still reacting off this 1 minute. Bearish order block here. Yeah, and honestly, if Fridays have been tough for you, yeah, sometimes it might be better just to take them off altogether. But that's up to you. That's personal preference. Personal preference completely. But it's like that, how people always say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Right? That's like if you continue to trade Fridays and they never work for you, then why do you keep doing it, right? You're probably not going to see a different result. So yeah, maybe you just take them off. Okay, now we're getting that move back up. Here we go. Here we go. Now here's the only issue is that we created these equal lows. So I am going to be cautious just in case we do try to target those before we head back up. Okay, because now we have a strong draw on liquidity here on the 1 minute time frame. But I do love this 15-minute candle. I'm liking this 5-minute candle. Right, if we start to see displacement, that's when I'll start looking to get in the longs. Alright, not if we're respecting these imbalances. Okay, because again, we might come back down, grab these equal lows before we head up. Right, but even if I wanted to take the shorts right now, I mean, like, what's my risk management, right? What's my, I'm only looking to catch 39 ticks. You know, that's not, to me, that's not worth even trying. That's not worth even trying to scalp the shorts. Now up here when I talked about it, yeah, you had a little bit better reward. Probably over 50 ticks. Pretty solid. But I'm still looking for these longs ultimately to step in. Okay, so we're seeing that move now. Like I said, I wanted to see that hourly open down here and then start to pump. So we're seeing all these things start to happen. Now it's just about finding the right entry. A nice 1 minute order block, fair value gap would be my ideal entry, right? Silver bullet. During silver bullet hour, I'm looking for those 1 minute order blocks, those 1 minute fair value gaps as my entry levels. So far we haven't really created any of those just yet. So I have not taken any entries just yet. Alright, we're seeing that pump now. But I gotta see like an actual level that I can get an entry off of. I'm not gonna chase, I'm not gonna get in the long just because I see a breakout happening. Now I'm gonna wait for displacement, wait for a fair value gap or order block left behind. If that acts as support, that's when I'm getting in. That's when I'm then getting into a trade. All about patience, guys. All about patience. Alright, the power of 3 looks like it's set up. Again, we have to be a little cautious because of these equal lows. Just in case we do want to come back down and grab them. Alright, we did close above that 1 minute fair value gap. So let's see here if we do want to go target those lows. Hashtag Fridays off. I mean, it's up to you guys. We don't have to trade Fridays. It's really up to you. Like if I know there's people here that want to trade Fridays, right? So I'm not gonna take it off. I'm still gonna trade, you know, for my people that like to trade Fridays. But if everybody in the group were to say they don't want to trade Fridays, then yeah, I won't trade them. So that's you know, that's completely up to you guys. I don't mind either way. Full port Friday. Okay, yeah, and I think that's what I'll stick with. I'll just do the mornings. We'll just do our AM session on Fridays, and then we'll call it a day. Yeah, exactly. I figured, you know, people still want to have the option to trade. It's still a trading day. We still have good opportunities. So I'm not just gonna, yeah. If I had everybody in the group that just said, yeah, let's not do it, then I wouldn't. Do I watch boxing? Here and there. I'm not like a crazy fan. I do like boxing, but like if you said some names, I probably wouldn't know a lot of them. But I like watching boxing in the UFC. It's entertaining. Getting to go to I don't know if anybody are UFC fans, but getting to, you know, I've gotten to hang out with Dan Henderson a little bit in the past and going to he has like fight nights at his gym. They're pretty fun. Just seeing like a bunch of amateur fighters in the octagon. It's a good time. I don't know if anybody here likes UFC. In Temecula. In Temecula. He has his gym here. I've never seen Karate Combat, no. Okay, so now look at this. We're forming this, you know, we're forming this 1 minute order block here. Let's say we displace this 1 minute order block, pump up. Now I'm looking for this as a possible support level for entry. Yeah, no, I haven't before. So it's just striking pretty much. Okay, right? So now I'm looking for that displacement. If this 1 minute displaces and we trade back into this 1 minute order block, now that's where I'm looking for an entry. Remember, the risk on this trade is that we could still come down and grab these equal lows, right? But ultimately, I want to see these longs step in. So that's the risk I'm willing to take. All right, first TP would be up at this high. Full TP would probably be up at this high up here. So, but not until we displace, right? I'm not going to get in unless I see displacement on this 1 minute. I feel like Mai Tai would be pretty cool. I don't even know how to say it. I know there's a specific way to say it. Kung Fu as well. So see how we're not displacing these highs. You're not going to see me get in. You're not going to see me get in until we actually displace. Because until that happens, you know, we might see price come back down to these equal lows. I mean, yeah, the SMT will definitely, it's a factor, but in terms of the long term on the day, I don't think it's that important. I still think that the NQ will still try to go take out those highs. But yeah, it is a factor. SMT always matters, right? Especially when you see a reversal happen, right when we see that SMT. But like today, I still want to see price go up and take out those highs. Right now, we're not doing that. We're still just chopping. Chopping. So equal lows, see this low right here and this low right here? Notice how they're at the same exact level? Those are equal lows. So when we see equal lows, that means typically we already had liquidity resting under this low, right, with stop losses and limit orders. And now when we see that low get retested again, now we have more stop losses and limit orders resting below. So that just makes this level more, so now we have more liquidity resting here. So that's why when we see equal lows or equal highs, we expect price to sometimes go back and grab them, right, because now we've generated more liquidity. All right, so we keep trying to pump through, but we're not seeing any follow through just yet. I'm just waiting for that break of structure. I want to see us take out these highs and then retrace. 15-minute candle and 5 are about to close. In this hourly so far, I wanted price to open like that. Now I just want to see that follow through start to happen to the upside. Catch the longs. That's what I'm waiting for here. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point that you bring up. Yeah, when you see that SMT, can often be a good time to just get out of your trade if that reversal is about to happen, right? Okay, so like I said, you know, we might come down and grab these equal lows, but from this point, let's say we got an entry right here. That's only 38 ticks of profit there compared to where our stop would be. I mean, we could have like a 25 tick stop. So it's still decent, but that's not really what I'm looking to take right now, right? To me, that risk to reward is not really worth it at this point. We're too low, and I still expect longs to step in, right? So I'm not going to take these shorts. Let's say we move down and we displace these lows very aggressively. That's when I would start thinking about, you know, maybe the shorts will come in. But besides that, I'm still thinking long. Even if we do come down to here, I want us to sweep liquidity and then pump. All right, we're still moving so slow. We're still chopping. Just kind of waiting for that silver bullet breakout expansion move. All right, it looks like we're forming a bull flag right now. All right, this little chop down. Looks like we're gonna pump. Just gotta wait. See you tomorrow. Enjoy the graduation for whoever it is. Congrats. Yeah, guys, so just waiting here. I mean, while we're waiting for something to happen, you guys got any plans this weekend? Anything you're excited for? Anything cool you got going on? While we wait for price action to break out. Any plans? Nothing? Nobody? You guys are just chilling? Beach? There we go. What state? California? Somewhere else? Say the ex-girlfriend jokes. Yeah, it usually gets us going. Oh, yeah, it is Mother's Day on Sunday. Well, happy birthday to your daughter. That's awesome. Congrats. Oh, you're in OC? Nice. Dude, my favorite beach in Orange County, maybe my favorite beach ever, is Salt Creek up in Dana Point. Nice. Birthday party this weekend. That'll be fun. You gotta chill, Mark. Dallas, Texas. Hey. There we go, Omar. Yeah, that Oceanside Pier, that was sad, man. Pretty sad seeing that thing burn down. I grew up going to that beach. I still go to that beach. That's kind of the beach I grew up going to all the time. Pretty sad to see that thing burn down. I haven't gone and seen it since it did, though. Getting blasted with the boys downtown. Man, I'm not doing much this weekend. Just gonna celebrate my mom for Mother's Day. Not too much, just kind of chilling. Kind of chilling. Hey. Now that's a beach right there. Where is that? Is that in the Caribbean? The Caribbean? There's that pump. Alright, so now we're just waiting for that displacement. Panama, nice. I'm just waiting for that displacement move now. We're not seeing any follow through, so. You saw that strong wake up, came right back down. Might be going down to grab those equal lows. We're just kind of chilling here. Just kind of chilling. We're just faking out up and down. Still have not broken out of this range. So I'll continue to wait until we do. No need to rush here. Yeah, for real, we need to call Pelosi. Okay, let's see. Let's see if this... One second, guys, 1 second. Let me know if this works. Let me know if this works, guys. I'm gonna play a song. Can you guys hear that? Hey, there we go. There we go. Get some music while we're waiting. You guys can adjust the volume too on it, I think. I don't know. Talking about the beach just makes me think of this song all the time. Love this song. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys can adjust the volume on it too. So if you don't want to hear it, you can turn it down. If you want me to pause it, I'll pause it. It's kind of nice to have some music while we while we wait for something to happen. Yeah, I'm just waiting for something to happen, and then I'll turn it off. Okay, here we go. Alright, let me pause it. Let me pause it. So now we're coming down, I want to see us grab these equal lows, and then I want to see us pump. I want to see us grab those equal lows and then pump. Okay, here we go. We're grabbing those equal lows. Now I'm looking for longs. Alright, we got to see. I mean, we could wait for the 5 minute to close. Literally, every time we play music, the market starts to move. Right, so we could wait for the 5 minute to close to see if we do displace, because I don't want to rush into the shorts or into the longs, just in case we might displace the lows and then we might keep heading down. But right now I want to see these lows get taken out, and then I want to see us pump. Let's see, if we start to get a pump, I'll start to get in the longs. It's risky, right? If I don't wait for the 5 minute candle to close, it's a riskier trade. But right now, that would be me assuming that this is a liquidity grab and that we're going to head back up. Okay, it would be a lot riskier if I don't wait for that 5 minute to close, I'll tell you that. Okay, because that is a pretty strong displacement candle to the downside. But again, look how we've reacted ever since we grabbed that liquidity. Pretty good reaction there. We got 1 minute left on this candle. So let's just kind of wait and see how this 5 minute candle closes. Okay, I don't want to see the 5 minute candle close below. Right, if we start to pump here, I'm going to start looking for longs. I want to see this 5 minute close above this high, and not close below. Okay, that's another good 1 minute candle here. I'm going to test out the longs here, guys. I just got in half a lot. It's a risky play here. It's a riskier play, just letting you know. It's a riskier play, but I'm willing to take the risk here to see if we can get more reward on this one. 97 is my entry. Okay, 97. I'll keep my stop just below the lows. Literally 30 ticks right now. 18,189.50. Right, like I said, this is a lot riskier play than I normally take, but it's half a lot, and I saw that liquidity sweep on the 5 minute. Right, so we'll see if this happens. This would be that silver bullet setup. It would be ideal. Take it up to these highs and all the way up to these, but we're gonna need to see a lot of follow through, and that's why I'm only having a 30 tick stop on this with half a lot right now. Right, because we have to push through all of this bearish fair value gap. We have to push through this level here. Okay, it's going to be a lot to have to push through, so that's why I said it's riskier. Okay, so 30 tick stop right now, half a lot. I'll let you know if I do add into a full, but we're going to have to push through these levels pretty strong. So far, so good. So far, so good. We're going to have to push through this 5 minute bearish order block here. Pretty good trade so far. There we go. So if you guys did add into a full, you could look for first TP at the break of this high, or even just like up here at 50 ticks. You don't have to wait for the break. 60 ticks is this high right up here. Look at that trade so far, guys. Come on. I'm just going to move my stop to break even here. I haven't taken any profit because I only added into half a position. But if you added into a full, you could take that first TP right now if you want, right? We caught that at the perfect time. You could take. We already hit 50 ticks, so if you want to take TP, take it. Move that stop to break even. If you didn't get to add into a full, right, you could continue to hold with me. But I moved my stop to break even just to make this a risk-free trade either way. Yeah, I'm just going to keep holding this with half a lot and see if we can catch it all the way to the top. And if we get an opportunity to add into a full, I will. If we get an opportunity to get into a full, I will. But, I mean, look at that pump, guys. We just hit that first TP level I was talking about. That was that first TP I talked about. So then I would keep holding this one all the way up to our external highs up top, right? It's kind of that turtle soup. If you guys know what turtle soup is, I haven't talked much about it, but it's grabbing internal liquidity and trying to target that external, right? So it's kind of aligning with our silver bullet strategy. Once we see displacement of this high, this trade is golden, right? I mean, it's already really good. We've already caught over 60 ticks on it, 64 ticks, right? So it's already a very solid trade. We caught it at the perfect time. Yeah, Joe Marley. Bob Marley helped us out there. Really helped us out. Right when we played it, the market finally moved. Got to do that more often. Look at that pump, guys. I'm going to keep holding my stop at break even until I can, you know, get an entry into a full. I might not even be able to get an entry into a full, so I might just hold this half position until we hit full TP up top. All right, so there's a few options here. You could take full TP up here at 107 ticks at this high. You could hold it up to this next level of liquidity at this high, 143. If you want to really, you know, be a baller, you could hold it up to this high, 162 ticks. All right, so a few different options. Ultimately, my target would be this high up here, and then eventually up to this high if we see a lot of continuation. All right, so right now I haven't taken any profit. I can't really take any profit because I'm in half a lot and I'm copy trading. And since I'm in 3 micros, I can't. You have to take out even amounts. So I can't even take any profit out unless I sold everything. But again, we keep pumping, take that profit, you know, move that stop to break even, move it into profit. Yeah, I'm in 3 micros right now on the 2 copy traded accounts. So it's not much, but still pretty solid right now. But I'm just waiting for a retracement move. We now have that displacement, power of 3. Once we retrace into this fair value gap down here, if we do, that's when I'll add into a full. True, I could go into each account and do that. At this point, I don't really want to sell, but thank you for saying that, bro. Yeah, I could do that. At this point, I'm just going to keep holding it and then wait for that, you know, to be able to add into a full. Hopefully some people were able to add into a full. Yeah, I appreciate you, Shosky. Thanks, dude. So we have now hit 83 ticks on this one. Another great trade. Another great trade. I'm just waiting for an opportunity to add into my position and then let it keep running. Obviously, if I was in a full already, I would have taken out profit. I would have sold half. Probably would have sold half once we broke this high at like 60 something ticks. And then I would have just been holding my other half, right? Since I didn't add into a full, I'm just letting this one run. So we'll see what happens. We have that bullish structure. We have the power of 3. We have silver bullet. We have turtle soup. We've got all of these confirmations right now. A lot of conviction in this, so I'm good to just keep holding this one. We have a great entry, right? I wouldn't expect price to retrace all the way back down to my break even at this point because we got such a good entry down here. All right, so that's why I'm just going to keep my stop there for now. See what happens here. Look at that 5-minute displacement. Strong 5-minute displacement candle. 15-minute, very good candle. So at this point, I mean, like, yeah, I could add into a full up here, But I don't really want to do that because my break even will move way too far up. And I don't want to. I would want to wait for more retracement. And if I can't add into a full, then I can't, and I'll just let it run. Okay, so like I said, that next target is this high up here, 107 ticks, up at 18.22375. There we go. We're almost at that second target there. You could take full TP up here. Me personally, I'm just going to keep holding this one until our full silver bullet plays out. You know, honestly, might hold this one all the way up to our highs up here for like 180 ticks. Just depends how much, if we continue this momentum. All right, I'll just continue to monitor this trade and see what happens. All right, this could be a re-entry point, this 1 minute order block here. All right, if we bounce from that 1 minute order block, it could be a re-entry. I'm not going to look for a re-entry right there. Boom, boom, boom. I want to see us, if we came back down to this fair value gap here, I would add into a full. Because then my break even wouldn't move up too much. But again, this still could be a pretty solid re-entry point if we bounce from the 1 minute order block. If we continue down and displace it, then I'm not going to, you know, I wouldn't even think about it. So we'll see what happens. Just letting this one run. Letting this one run. We already displaced that 1 minute order block. We trade back down into it. We don't disrespect it. So, you know, it's still a decent re-entry point. We do have some divergence again. We've been seeing it all day. ES swept this high and Q has not. So we've been seeing a lot of divergence today. Okay, but I still expect this trade to keep running. Even if we do get retracement, I still want to see this trade continue to the high side. Continue to take out our buy side levels. Alright, it's that power of 3. We could also look here for OTE on this power of 3. Right, and OTE would be that 0.69 to 0.62 to 0.79 down here. Just kind of right around our entry. Even the 0.5 would be solid. Right, who knows if we're going to retrace that far. But if we do, this is that area I would be looking for to add into a full. And then let it run. So let's see how much retracement we get. If we start to come down into this one and we start to bounce, I'll add into my position. Alright, this fair value gap right here. That's where I would add in. But I'd want to see us go into that and see a reaction off of it before I add. So we're coming right back down to our first TP level. Like I said, if I was in a full, you would have already seen me take profit. Alright, so I would still be in half position at this point. But our entry was so good that it ran from us right when we got in, so I didn't even have a chance. I mean, yeah, we could do that. The only issue with taking profit and waiting for a re-entry, for me, is if we never come back down to a re-entry point. And I don't want to get an entry at the top of the zone, or the top of the range. Right, that's the only issue with doing that. But again, yeah, taking profit's not a bad idea. And if you do get that re-entry, then you'll be chilling. Right, like I said, I think we'll keep pumping. We'll see. We're still having that bullish trend is still there. This trade is still playing out so far. 15 minutes still looks good. Oh, look at this. See, that's a perfect re-entry for me. 5-minute order block, 5-minute fair value gap. Okay, so maybe I'll look for a re-entry here. All right, we have that 5-minute fair value gap resting right below an order block. If we do come back down into that, maybe I'll look for. I would look for a re-entry there. Might not even have the opportunity. We might just pump to the moon from here. We'll see. We will see. Yeah, I mean, if I sold right now, guys, with 3 micros, I would still be up 120 bucks on each account. All right, but I'm looking for that expansion move still. Still want to see us go. All right, should we do it again? It's going again. Let's see if this will pump us up. Let's see if Mr. Bob Marley will pump us back up. Can you guys hear the music? Come on, Mr. Marley, come on now. Look at that. Look at him pumping us up right now. Did it just end? Bump a bump a bump a bump bump bump. Bump a bump a bump a bump bump bump. I'm gonna do. Got another song for us. Look at that pump. Look at that pump, guys. We're now almost at that other TP level I was talking about. How about this one? This is another one of my favorites. Look at that. Look at that. That's another full TP level if you guys want to take it. Just another TP level in general. I'm going to keep holding this. Now I'm going to move my... I'll probably just move my stop into profit at this point. I'll just move my stop into profit. I just moved it up to this low. Exactly at that level. And if I get stopped out here, I'll look for a re-entry again. You guys, we keep pumping. I do think we have potential to pump through all of these highs. Look it. Slightly Stoop is taking us up. Taking us up. Do. So I might even just sell here and look for a re-entry, guys. Alright, I just got out. I sold half my position. And now I'll look for a re-entry if we come back down into this level. If we come back down to that 5-minute, I'll look for a re-entry here. I'm good with selling there, about 100 ticks. About 100 ticks, half a position. You could keep holding this, obviously. I want to keep holding this, but I do want to see if we're going to come back down to that 5-minute fair value gap. Or even bounce off that 5-minute order block, and I'll look for a re-entry again. Let's see how we do. Let's see how we bounce. Let's see if we bounce off this level or if we want to come back down to that fair value gap. So far, that was a good trade, guys. Good trade. What did I hit at the top? 117 ticks at the top. Pretty nice. I sold at about 100 ticks there. Sold at about 100 ticks. Yeah, 105 ticks is where I sold. I mean, obviously this trade still looks great. I just wanted to secure that profit, and then if we come back down, I'll look for a re-entry. Alright, possibly off this 5-minute order block or down in that 5-minute fair value gap. Yeah, pretty solid session so far. Pretty solid day so far, I would say. I haven't really taken any losing trades. The only losing trade I've taken today was that one that I let come back and stop me out after being 80 ticks in profit. So yeah, pretty good day so far. I mean, yeah, we don't even have to keep trading here. We're in profit. I mean, I have these accounts up about 128 bucks right now on the day. I'm still looking though because I still see that potential for the longs to step in and take out our external liquidity. So I'm still looking for a re-entry here. Yeah, this is that 5-minute bearish breaker up here. All right, this could be a re-entry spot right here off that order block. I do want to make sure I get a good entry that is not at the top. Pretty good pump here. Boom, 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 boom. I just got a re-entry there in the longs. Re-entry in the longs. Half a lot. I'm going to keep my stop really close here. Okay, so my entry is pretty high, not the best, but I'm seeing that reaction off the 5-minute. I'm going to keep a very close eye on my stop, and I might just cut my losses quick if we do any kind of aggressive move back down. Don't want to risk all my profits. All right, so I'm just kind of keeping a close eye on it. I don't have an actual stop loss yet. I want to see us continue to bounce off that 5-minute. So ideally, I got a pretty bad entry up at the top. Obviously, not the best entry. Let's see where it is. 18,250. Yeah, pretty bad entry there. But in terms of our stop loss, you know, we could keep a stop at 25 ticks down here, just below these lows. So that's what I'll do right now at 18,216.25. That's where I'll keep my stop. If we start to pump again, I'll add into a full. If we start to pump through the highs, I'll add into a full, and I'll hold them all the way up to these highs up top. So not as good of risk to reward on this re-entry. I did want to see us come back down, but look at this bounce we're getting off that 5-minute order block here. All right, I just added into a full there. I'm going to keep my stop at 25 ticks and see if we can continue to expand here. Just a small stop loss, small risk. All right, I want to see us displace this high. If we can displace these highs, we'll be chilling. See that 5-minute just closed. So I want to see us pump. Obviously, this entry is not as good as our last one. But again, I'll look for my first TP up at 41 ticks at 18,232.75. So almost a 2-to-1 on that. And then I'll look to hold the rest of my position all the way up to our external highs up top. So not the ideal re-entry for me, honestly. But seeing that bounce, I was willing to give it a chance. Seeing us bounce off that 5-minute order block right here. Willing to give it a shot. I know we didn't displace this liquidity, so it's not the best confirmation. So we'll see what happens here. I'm giving it a shot. 25 tick stop. For me, not too bad. I'm willing to have that risk on this trade. Again, in a full position, this will just be more of a scalp for our first TP. Only about 40 ticks for first TP. I'll move my stop to break even, and then I'll see if it'll ride, you know, maybe for the rest of the afternoon. You know, probably would have just been better for me just to add into my position instead of getting a whole new position up here, but you know, that's what I'm doing. and we'll see what happens. Not seeing any kind of follow through yet. I don't like this stalling up at here at this liquidity level. Just want to see it start to pump through that liquidity. You know, start to displace, really see the full silver bullet trade play out. Alright, and really target all of our highs. There we go. There we go. Let's see if we can keep pumping. Keeping my stop where it is for now. See if we can keep pumping, get displacement here. Strong 1 minute displacement candle. Just need to see that continuation now. Need to see that continuation. Alright, because we can't just focus on the 1 minute. Gotta look at that 5 and 15. Want to see that 5 minute displace as well. But I do like that 1 minute candle. I like that we displaced the highs. Let's displace our liquidity. Obviously, we haven't seen that on the 5 and the 15 minute yet, so seeing a little bit of pullback here. Kind of aggressive pullback. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, so we have about 2 minutes left on this 5 minute candle. I want to see that. I want to see this candle continue to displace. I want to see this highs continue to displace. Alright, turn this into a 1 minute order block. Pump through. Displace the 1 minute. Use that as support. Okay, this is tough because we are at the top, right? We're right at that liquidity level. So it's a tougher trade to see play out, I will admit. Right, definitely not as good of an entry as we saw in my first trade. That's for sure. But the potential is still there. See what happens. Keep riding this trend. Keep riding this breakout move. And if it wants to come down and retrace back into that 5 minute I talked about, then I'll probably look for one last entry down here. And that will probably be it. Put the jams. Put the jams. Alright. Alright, I got you. I got you. Could keep playing this the reggae. You guys got any song requests? Okay, no worries, no worries. I can run it. I can announce it. Ooh, Buffalo Soldier. Love that song. He was a Buffalo Soldier in the heart of America. Okay, we're still not seeing any displacement yet. On the 1 minute we saw displacement. We just need to see that continuation now. Remember, my first TP is up here at this high. Just like 40 ticks, not too much. Can you guys still hear the music? Oh, it stopped. Alright, let's have Bob Marley pump us up again.
Buffalo soldier,
Let's see if he can pump us up one more time. I don't think I've heard that song before. On My Shoulders? I don't think so. Come on, let's see that follow through, see that pump. Let's go hit our TP. Buffalo Soldier's taking us up. Come on, Mr. Marley. Bob Marley keeps pumping us. Let's see if we can get that follow through now. Come on, we're getting close, we're getting close. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, that was within the tick of my limit order there. Here, let me pause that. That was within the tick of my limit order there. One tick. Let's see us come back up and take out my limit. It was maybe 2 ticks away, actually. Maybe 2 ticks. So far, good pump, though. At this point, you can move your stop to break even if you want. You don't have to, you know, lose this trade here. This could be a winning, you know, a risk-free trade. I'm gonna let this ride. We're almost at our first TP. There we go. First TP just got hit. Stop move to break even. Another winning trade there. Jams keep coming through. Bob Marley keeps coming through for us. All right, so now my stop's at break even. I'll just let this one go. See if we can keep pumping. So right now, either I'll get stopped at break even, or this one will go to the moon. This one will go to the moon. We'll see what happens. Another winning trade there. And some people are probably holding their original trade. And if you are holding your original trade, this trade has now hit 147 ticks. So pretty nice. Pretty nice. We got a good re-entry on that. That ended up being a very good re-entry. Okay, so now that next TP level could be here, about 60 ticks. We also have highs up here, about 79 ticks. Okay, so for me, I'm just willing to let this one go. Either I'm going to get stopped at break even, or this one's going to pump to the moon and I'm going to let it ride for the rest of power hour. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I already took profit. I don't really mind getting stopped out at break even on this one. Right, and if we do pump like crazy, you know, maybe I'll move my stop into profit a little bit. Can you guys vote? You guys can vote on the songs. That's cool. Yeah, I'm still holding this one, guys. Like I said, there's a lot of potential for us to go still pump. So I'm just gonna hold it at break even. We'll see what happens. Okay, we're back into this 1 minute fair value gap here. 1 minute order block. If we're gonna see a bounce, we need to see that bounce happen now for that continuation. And we'll see. You know, we grab that liquidity. So every time we grab liquidity and we bounce back like this, we can expect price to, you know, there could be a possible reversal for sure. Possible retracement. Okay, so like that, you could get out, you know, just get out in profit if you don't like that. Because, yeah, that does indicate a little reversal, but at the same time, we're so bullish that I'm willing to just let this one go. I'm willing to let this one ride. You know, if we look at an hourly time frame, look at that hourly candle. Especially if we displace on this hourly candle right now. I mean, this thing I think will keep heading up like for a while. Right? So that's why I'm willing to let this one go. 15-minute displacement would be big. I mean, guys, either way, our analysis has been spot on. We called out the silver bullet move. We caught it at the perfect time right after our liquidity grab. All the way up, took profit, re-entry, another win, and we just talked about silver bullet in our educational session. So pretty awesome that it played out again for the second time today. I love it. And if you guys weren't in that session and you want to learn silver bullet, go check out the video I just put under educational recordings and you can learn all about it. Look at that pump. Keep pumping, pumping, pumping. Like I said, guys, I'm willing to just keep holding this one. right? The next thing I would do is just move my stop to here. Look at that, guys. You could take full TP if you want now. You could take full TP if you want. We just hit that next liquidity level. We just hit 63 ticks on this re-entry from our original entry that is now hit 164 ticks. Yeah, so pretty nice. I want to wait for this hourly candle to close before I move my stop loss. Because like I said, if this hourly candle displaces the high, then I think our next hour will continue to pump through power hour. So I'm willing to just kind of let my trade play out for the rest of the hour. So that's why I'm waiting. But if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. I don't really mind. Either way, I'm up on the day. Still winning. But if you guys wanted to take that full TP, right, like I said, these are the levels I'm calling out every single time that you guys can take. Alright, that's why I always call out these levels for you if you want to take your TPs, if you want to move your stop losses. Remember, you don't have to do what I'm doing. You can do whatever you want to do, whatever plan you want to take, and stick to that plan. About 2 minutes left on our hourly. Alright, so looking at this hourly candle, if we can displace these highs up here, these equal highs, I think that we'll pump, possibly, try to get up towards these highs to end the day. We'll see. We need to see that displacement if that's going to happen. So I'll kind of figure out what I'm gonna do on this trade after this hourly candle closes, and then I'll just leave it and let you guys know what my plan is and let it run for the power hour. Boom, 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 boom. So who here is interested in the book club? Anybody? I know we got a lot of votes. There was a lot of votes on the announcement I sent out. I know a lot of people were interested. We can kind of talk about that as we wait for the end of this session. Yes, we are going to read books. That's for sure. We are going to read books. But no, AZ Sunshine's going to run it. You guys saw my announcement I sent out, right? It was either going to be Think or Grow Rich or Rich Dad Poor Dad. Everybody, we mainly got voted on Think or Grow Rich, which I've read before. It's a very good book. Really, really enjoyed that book. Helped me learn a lot. One sec. We're about to close this hourly. Looks like we're going to sweep liquidity and head back down. I might just get out here, guys. I might just get out here. Got about 10 seconds left. Let's see. I'm thinking about getting out. I'm just gonna get out, guys. I just sold everything. I'm done. We didn't get displacement on the hourly candle. I'm just gonna get out. Even if we do end up pumping for the rest of the afternoon, I needed to see displacement for me to stay in the longs. Since we've already grabbed our liquidity targets here, we might still pump, but I'd rather just get out. So I'm done. Got out in profit. Call it a day. Great day today, guys. Yeah, we really only took I only took one loss today. Should have been a win. So pretty solid. Again, tomorrow we'll or actually first let's talk about the book club. If you guys are interested, we're gonna do Think and Grow Rich. AZ Sunshine, also known as Lena, is gonna run our book club. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna have everybody that wants to be a part of it go either rent or buy that book. And it's Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. If you need to look at it, it's on announcements. If you want to buy that book, if you're interested, we're going to start running sessions. So basically the structure will be, you can read, we'll have a certain chapter set out to read per week or a certain section set out to read per week. And then every week, Lena will run those sessions. Okay, and it's just going to be about discussing the book, discussing financial, all this different stuff. We're just trying to better ourselves, and these types of books are what can help us really really learn about ourselves, but learn about finances and the important habits we need to be making. Okay, so our plan would be to have that ready to go. Everybody to have their books by Monday. So if you want to get that book by Monday, okay, and then let me see. Yeah, and then we'll keep updating you, and we'll come up with a schedule for when those sessions will be, and we'll start running that book club. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be really cool. But yeah, AZ Sunshine will be running it. She'll be in charge. It'll be really cool. She has a lot of history of doing this kind of stuff. Yeah, so basically you would read on your own, and then we'd come together as a group in a voice channel and talk about what we learned, and talk about that stuff, right? So like a real book club, like you would meet up in person. But I'll open up a voice channel just for the book club, so that everybody can kind of come in and talk about what they read and have a discussion about it, learn some stuff. Yeah, so for those of you that are interested, we want everybody to have the book by Monday, and we'll start next week. Okay, and I'll send an update as well, an announcement, so we'll talk about it more tomorrow. But yeah, just wanted you guys to be aware of that, be ready for that, and then yeah, well, I'll introduce you. I'll have AZ Sunshine talk to you guys as well. She'll introduce herself to y'all, and then we'll get that going. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you so much. Have an amazing rest of your day. Let's go. 1900 on 2XFAs. Awesome. Enrique, appreciate you, man. Have a good shift. You guys are the best. Stay safe today. Enjoy yourself. If you're going to work, have a good shift. Stay safe. I'll catch you all in the morning for our last session of the week. God bless. Don't go throwing away those profits, all right? All right. I'll see you guys all in the morning. Peace.